Alright guys, welcome back to another G Auto Repair YouTube video, and today we're working on this 2015 Infinity Q50, I believe. And the issue we're having on this one, it is having a P0720 code, which is a speed output sensor on the transmission. I've already ran into this situation several times already. I did another video. I did a couple videos actually on troubleshooting it, and this is actually a viewer's car that saw one of those troubleshooting videos, and he sent me his car because he's having the same situation. And he told me they already put a TCM in it, and it's still doing the same thing, but he is very apprehensive. He wants to do a troubleshooting again because he feels that the shop that he took it to didn't really look into it that well. They just threw a rock at it, and it could be the TCM because he said he put one from eBay, a remanufactured one. So we're kind of questioning the quality of the replacement part too. So we're gonna see what we run into. He saw my video. He says, "Look, I want you to check it again." And let me know what it needs to get fixed, because he wants to fix his car. So this is gonna be a video troubleshooting. I already got a couple videos on that, but we're curious to see what we're gonna run into. So let's go ahead and get this up in the air and start tearing stuff apart so we can get right into it. So stay tuned. Okay, so we are underneath the vehicle here, and what we can see here is we got the oil pan here. Already dropped all these covers. They're on the floor here, and we need to drop the oil pan to get to the TCM, which is part of the valve body. And as you can see the connector there, and everything is internal. Which is what sucks, because you really can't do no troubleshooting outside of the unit because all of the connections are internal. So we're gonna have to go ahead and drop this oil pan, and then we're going to have to get to the connector of the output sensor that is back here somewhere. You can't see it because it's inside the transmission, but we need to take a reading to see if it's in fact the sensor or the TCM. So there's still a possibility that it could be a bad sensor, but based on my experience, this has been more often than not the TCM. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna do this off camera. We're gonna drop the transmission oil pan and get right into it. Okay, so we are back. I went ahead and dropped the oil pan. I already got everything set up, ready to start troubleshooting. I got my scope here ready to go for the most part, and we're ready to do some testing. So the first thing is I'm gonna, hopefully you guys can get this. Is kind of hard for me to tell. This is the connector here for our output sensor, and it goes in here, wraps around here, and then it goes up into the output shaft, and then that's where it takes a reading. So in order to remove that, you got to tear down half of this transmission just to get to that, which kind of sucks. So we're gonna go ahead and see. We're gonna just let me see the red. Okay, so our red here is our voltage. By the way, the ignition is on, the transmission is in neutral. Excuse me. And the reason I did that is obviously we can get power and whatnot to the sensor, and so that I can rotate the shaft, so I can it's easier for me to take a reading. So we verified we have 12 volts there. Okay, so this should be, the blue wire should be our negative, and the white our signal. Okay, there we have I would say about 5 volts there, so that looks good. Let me Let me lower the, yeah, we got about 6 volts there. Let me rotate. I wasn't expecting it that high. Okay, so I'm rotating the shaft, and we can see we're generating a signal. Okay, so we are in fact generating a signal. That's good. Okay. Let's go back to 20 volts. Okay. That's just some hash, some noise there, and I wasn't making a good contact. Okay, so we definitely have a signal. We definitely have a signal. So the sensor is in fact working. Oops. The signal is in fact working, or the sensor I should say. So I'm gonna call a TCM. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it TCM and programming, because the sensor is sending a signal. So I am satisfied with that. I'm gonna call the TCM on this one. So let me get with the customer, see what he wants to do, and again, it just might have been a bad TCM. He bought this from eBay, I think he told me, or something like that, allegedly refurbished. I did talk with my friend over at fellow YouTuber Mike Zalazar, from Mike Zalazar Diagnostics. If you haven't checked out his channel, I recommend you do. This guy is a brain when it comes to troubleshooting and repairing modules and computers. What's the other thing he does? Speedometers and whatnots. So I called him up, I told him what the issue was. I already figured I needed a TCM, but I was just curious to see if he can repair it. And he says that these have these micro welds that are very difficult to repair. And if he got this off of eBay, chances are he probably got like somebody pulled it out of another unit and just resold it to him. So or maybe it wasn't refurbished properly, who knows. But I definitely suspect we do need a TCM. So that is what I'm going to tell him. So stay tuned, we'll see what happens, what he wants to do, and we'll be with you shortly. Alright guys, so just to do a quick update, I've already replaced the valve body. Here's the old one. I know I didn't show that part, but it's already been installed. I topped off the transmission with fluid. Here's the old one, or should I say the new old one, or whatever the heck you want to call it. And that transfer was a success. And now all that is left is programming, and obviously making sure that the fluid level is in the correct. This is the fill and level port right here. You gotta take this out and, you know, normal mumbo jumbo, turn it on, let it warm up, go through all the gears, and once it's up to temperature, you remove this. If there's a stream coming out, that means it's over full, and if it's if nothing comes out at all, it means it still needs some more, and so forth and so forth until you get the right level. So that's it for this part. I am going to program. I will get back online when I do that, or right before I do that. I normally use the Rap 2 for these situations, because I really don't do a whole lot of programming. So in the meantime, I normally, you know, I hire Drew Industries to do that for me remotely. So, but I won't be able to do that till tomorrow morning. I know that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So the customer wanted this out immediately because he wants to return this part. So we have done that, and I'm waiting for him to send somebody out to pick it up. So they should be arriving here shortly. So that's it for right now, guys. That's all I have. We'll have to wait till after programming so we could do a test drive and verify the repair. So stay tuned for that. Alright, guys, so here we are getting ready for the appointment. I've already put my battery maintainer on. I still got to hook up the OBD2. So like I said earlier, I use the RAP2 services to program my modules. That's at least what I'm using for now. That may change in the future, but for now this is the way I prefer to do it. So this is pretty just simple, just connect it, you know, just have it ready for when they call. The vehicle's ready to go, and they'll do it all for you, and you know, and if something happens, they cough up the the damages. So I'm just gonna wait for them to call, and then I'll go ahead and have this program, and we'll go for the test drive. So stay tuned. Alright, guys, so we're back. We went ahead and finished the programming, which I have a little side note on that here shortly. But we're gonna go for our test drive here, making sure everything's okay. As you can see, there's no more check engine light. I cleared the codes and everything. Everything seems to be good. The vehicle, the transmission feels nice. It's got power. So we're gonna call this a fix. Again, I don't know what happened with that other valve body. I'm not sure, but I guess it wasn't properly rebuilt, or it was never rebuilt to begin with. Who knows? Yeah. That's why I really don't buy a lot of things from like eBay and Amazon and stuff like that. I mean, I do, don't get me wrong, I do, but I try not to do it. I like to buy local, and for things like this, I'd rather just go OEM. But I like to buy local, because if something happens, then you could just easily go to the store and, hey, you sold me a piece of junk, fix this problem, like right now, you know. Obviously you're not going to be rude or anything like that, but the point is that you get the situation resolved. Right now I was in a time crunch, because it was like, oh, I got until such and such data to send that back, and I already sent the email and this. So they put me in a crunch, which is really not my problem. But you know, I try to help out where I can. So I was able to get that down. I'm hoping he's gonna get his money back for that. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping he is. And he's gonna get his car back up and running. So much thanks to the customer for bringing me this vehicle. And a side note on this throttle, on this transmission valve body, is that on these 7-speed Nissan transmissions, it actually comes pre-programmed. I did not know that, so I just learned that right now with Opus. They you know, I did the whole RAP2 thing, blah blah blah, and then, you know, we went through the whole shebang, and then he calls me back, said, oh, he didn't even know that at the time. So the tech on over the phone said, no, these should be already pre-programmed from the factory. So he told me, turn it on, you know, go through the gears, make sure it's engaging, which I did, and everything started engaging fine. I cleared the codes and perfectly fine. So no programming required with the 7-speed transmission. He said it's the only one that does not require programming. I don't know why, but you know, if you know, the viewer who's watching this knows, go ahead and leave a comment and share your thoughts on that. But I didn't know that. He didn't know that. He just learned that. So now I know it, and I'm letting you guys know that if you have to swap out the valve body on these 7-speed transmissions, you do not have to do a programming afterwards. It should be already pre-programmed. So we learned something new, and that's it. You know, I'm gonna have to you know, make an adjustment on the bill there. I still got charged something for that service, so I'll just, you know, charge that. But at least for a verification, whatever he called it, you know, I just verified everything and you're good. But whatever. Anywho, thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. If you're a return viewer, thanks a lot. If you're not, give a like and subscribe. Ring the bell for other notifications on future videos. And as always, we'll catch you on the next video. Ciao. Let's bust a U-turn right quick.